A passionate student, Zachary is, in many ways, the epitome of what we all aspire to be. An ideal combination of modesty and humor, Zachary amuses us daily with his witty remarks, all the while maintaining an attitude that asserts no implication of self-importance. Throughout the many years that I've known him, Zachary has always conquered challenges with the leisure that everyone envies. Both his academic and athletic proficiency bring him out of the shadows of his siblings' previous accomplishments. I've had the privilege of watching Zach naturally put his friends' needs before his own, making him an undeniably enjoyable presence in any situation. I can quite honestly say that I've never had a dull moment with Zachary, a statement which, I believe, applies to many of us here today.
Thanks, Jack. That was really nice. Okay. As we are all graduating from middle school, it has really showed me how lucky we've been in these 3 years. If you asked every student graduating about their favorite middle school experience, everyone would have a different story, but all would be just as great. You would hear stories of dances, concerts, talent shows, sports games, and much more. If you asked me, I would probably say my favorite moment was winning the student-faculty basketball game. Jared, you've clearly lost a step. As I thought about all of these moments, I realized that almost all of these great times were made possible by our amazing teachers. So when I was asked to speak at graduation, I wanted to somehow acknowledge how much the middle school teachers have made the last 3 years special. One of the most memorable parts of every middle school graduation for me is when Jared shares one thing that he's going to miss about every graduating student. So what better way to honor the teachers than to do the same for each of them? Although there are so many stories I could talk about, I will share the thing about each teacher that I'm going to miss the most. Next year, I will miss Randy Street teaching us how to build extremely cool projects in the woodshop, and always making sure we have our safety glasses on. The organization skills that we learned with Carolyn Chase's constant help, and my favorite 6th grade memory came from when I jumped out of the lost and found bin in the morning and accidentally made her spill her coffee everywhere. The awkward Shakespeare pairings that made everyone giggle, given to us by Debbie Neely, and when she would tell us she would hang us out the window by our toenails if we didn't do our homework. Patricia Savage's kind and simple ways of teaching the basics of math to help us get through the much harder math later on, like the grueling finals we just took. Mike D'Angelo's hilarious comments during our sex ed unit, and how he dropped in a few names during assessments to make it a little more interesting. The impressive productions Mr. Peters directed, like this winter we got to see Hairspray, which was really funny and entertaining. Steve Kidd's fun drama classes, and the great fight choreography and acting tips he gave us when he came to our English classes. Being locked out of our math class by Dan Ohl when we were late and having to come back with a note from our advisor, which might have been the most shameful walk down the hallway ever. Maureen Nagel's undefeatable smile and attitude that always put us in a better mood, and not only making us better English students, but also better people. The cool projects that John Gold gave us in history class, like rewriting a textbook for the teachers at Brown, and his sarcastic humor that got our blood flowing during class so it didn't get too boring. Katie Evans' openness to always letting us sit down and talk with her about whatever we wanted during study halls, and how she always helped us one-on-one if we were having trouble. The unmatched, dry humor of Matt Herod and his incredible guitar and vocal skills that he woke us up with several mornings on team trips. Kathy Van Lanker's laugh when she was trying to scold us, but couldn't help cracking up instead at our idiotic jokes. The daily slideshows that Graham Holland made, which always helped us understand the material, and the fact that his extreme height didn't make too much of a difference in the student-faculty basketball game. Aaron Seelenbrandt pushing us to be our best and teaching us to look at every situation from different angles. The extremely fun science classes run by Tony McClellan, and how he used us as wheelbarrows to explain second-class levers. Katie Denoyle's kind demeanor in PE class, even though she can still kick our butt in dodgeball. Skills' resounding laugh commonly heard down the hallways, and the countless times he had to stop and look at the red-tailed hawk he spotted, even if it was in the middle of a baseball game. Ceci Cano's stories and pictures of Colombia, which gave us a window into a Spanish-speaking country, and the terrific bombombunas lollipops that she gave us to inspire our work. Having the caring Mrs. Ardente talk to us about anything we needed to talk about, and take time out of her day to help us with whatever we needed. Senior So's outstanding dancing skills that he showed everybody in the talent show, and his great stories about his childhood that made us really appreciate what we had. The playful and understanding attitude of Amelia that made learning Spanish a lot more fun, even if we did have a 15-page final. And finally, Jared shot, not minding when we spilled into his office, out of breath and sputtering complaints about something or another. Instead, he would help us figure out what was wrong and then try to get us out of his office and leave him alone. Middle school wasn't the easiest time. I think all of us would agree with that. We had plenty of bumps along the road with school, family, or friends. But whatever was going on, the teachers were always there to help, and that's what makes middle school and Moses Brown such a unique place. It gives everyone the opportunity to succeed and have fun. So I want to ask all the middle school students here, past and present, to give it up for our teachers. Thank you.